that's going on. But even speaking of jail, Tory Lanez.
The man got stabbed. That's actually insane. I can't lie. I was shocked as hell.
I was shocked as well. I was like, shit.
And the fact that he's still alive. Did you not see? He got stabbed like 15 times.
And apparently it was like in the morning or something like that. So like that person was waiting, boy. People just go to jail. I feel like when you go to jail, you're probably like, I think because I read that the person's in there for life or something. So you're like,
yeah, they have nothing to lose.
Might as well.
Have nothing to lose. I've already
killed someone. I might as well try and kill you. Mad. But it's bringing everything back up again with the whole thing with him and Megan and oh my god, the internet this week has actually just been mad.
It's been crazy. But to be fair, that story is like one of the very rare stories where it could have actually gone either way. I don't think it's as simple as like P. Diddy and Cassie. Like P. Diddy did that shit. But I don't know, it could be either or. One of them is lying. I just don't know which one. Like, I'm still kind of caught in the middle.
Really?
Yeah, because especially when you look at the case, I think as well, sometimes as women, we see another woman and we automatically think victim. For me, I just personally feel like Megan doesn't know who shot her, but in her mind, she's like, it doesn't make sense for my friend to shoot me, so he must have shot me. Do you get what I mean? Because she was facing, her back was towards them.
I've actually never really, no I have, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I was going to say I've never really like looked too much into it, but I remember watching her documentary she was talking about. I can't remember.
But that's her documentary from her point of view.
Yeah, I was going to say that's her point of view.
That's why when it comes to cases,
he did it, man.
Like I always say this, like if you want to get into crime or like you have an interest in crime and you're a crime head, I always say go to the actual case itself.
Yeah, I've never read the case itself.
Each person is just going to tell it from their own narrative and it's going to make the other person look guilty. But like when you actually look at the case itself, there's holes in both stories. I can't lie. Like, it's not as simple as like Tory defo did it. It's kind of like OJ. Like if you really look at the case, it's like, I don't really know. It could be him, but it may not be either. I definitely do think that, I personally think that it was her friend who shot her.
I feel like today.
Tory took the gun from her, and by the time Megan turned back, Tory had the gun in his hand, so she assumed it was him. That's what I personally think.
But didn't she say he said dance or something, and then he shot? Or am I doing that?
But then even that though, she said different things. Do you get what I mean? Like her story actually hasn't remained consistent at all. Like that's the thing. Like I think people are like, because I love Megan, she has to be right. But when you really like look into the case, she has not stuck to the same story at all. At all. Because at first she would say, I saw my friend with the gun, and then the next minute she'll say, I saw Tory with the gun. And then she'll say, Tory told me to dance. And then she'll say, it all happened so quickly, I just remember being shot in the foot. Like, which mess, is it?
Man. That night, that whole...
Yeah, I just think it's such a blur. And it's very hard to point fingers. Like, I'm not the type to point fingers unless there's some kind of evidence. That's why I can talk about Diddy and Cassie, because there's hardcore evidence. The guy, she was a victim here, bro. But this he said, she said thing, I feel like society mainly just goes for who they like the most.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I mean? Yeah. Like, more than the actual truth. But, yeah, man. I mean, if he did it, to be fair, being stabbed now, it can't be for the crime. No, because he would have been stabbed by now. Look how long he's been in jail for.
There's all sorts of politics in jail. Yeah. So maybe there's a thing of just like... Or sometimes people just do random attacks.
It's true.
Or actually, no, it depends. I was going to say like Jeffrey Dahmer, but Jeffrey Dahmer, I remember reading that he was like talking about what he had done and the person was like, this is enough. So they would just beat the shit out of him. But...
Literally. Fam, people knew him in the prison. People knew already what he was doing. And then in prison, he gave his life to Christ, but it was too late.
Who, Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I remember reading that. Yeah, he did.
He gave his life to Christ in prison, but the person was like, God can't forgive you for that. I'm sorry.
I'm taking
it into my own hands. And I'm not going to lie, that one, this is going to be so controversial, but there is justified killings. I'm so sorry.